Ho 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 cunts. So this video I'm doing today is one that I've been planning to do for the last 2-3 years, but every time I just never get around to editing it. So here's another one I'm filming. Hopefully it releases this year, and hopefully it releases before Christmas, because I'm wearing this, so if I release it after Christmas, it's going to be sort of a little bit weird. Today I bring to you the top 5 games of the comprehensively shit year 2020. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I just want to clarify, there's some games I wanted to put on this list, but I haven't finished them yet, or I hadn't finished them before I sort of wrote my notes for this video. So there's probably some in here that after I finished them would have made the list, but I've only put games on here that I've finished. So at number 5, I've got a game that I've been waiting for many, many years, and that's Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've played so fucking much of this game. I'll grab a thing of how long I've played for and put it on the screen here. I think for like the first 3 or 4 months after this game came out, I played it every day. Legit every day. When I'd get home from work, I'd fucking fire up my Switch on Animal Crossing. Let's trade some fucking turnips and shit. So the only reason this game's so low on my top 5 is because there's not... I mean, I say there's not a lot of content, but I've got a lot of fucking time out of this game. But just the slow drip of new content they've been releasing to this game, like, where the fuck's my boy Brewster? Give me fucking Brewster and you'll be higher on the list, cunts. But this is easily the best Animal Crossing game I think we've had. There's some stuff missing from New Leaf, but I think overall, just the changes they've made, everything about it, I love it. Such a good game, but definitely deserves a spot on this list, I think. So up next at number 4, we've got The Last of Us Part 2. Now this game's a bit of an odd one, because when it was first announced, I was really excited for it, I was really hyped, and it seemed like it was just so long, and like after it was announced that it came out. So I think the hype sort of died down a little bit for me. There was all those leaks that sort of painted the story in a very bad light, in my opinion. So I wasn't that hyped for it. I ended up buying it on release because it's The Last of Us. I love the first game, so I thought, you know what, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll give it a crack. Glad I did. Really good game. To watch my full thoughts on this, I actually did a video, a like quick little review of this game, so I'll link that up here. Go check that out, and yeah, let me know what you reckon. So at number 3, I've got one that I feel like out of all of the ones on this list, it's probably the most controversial one to put on my top 5, and that's the Resident Evil 3 remake. After the absolute fucking gem that the RE2 remake was, I knew I had to buy this. So a lot of the complaints I heard about this game and why I think it might be a controversial choice for my list is that I heard it cut a lot of content from the original game. Now, I never really made it far through 3 or even 2 for that matter due to the tank controls. They just hadn't aged well by the time I played the games. I mean, not that I believe they were ever great, in my opinion. So one thing is the game is very short. I think I completed it in like two sittings. So yeah, keep that in mind. But overall, regardless of the length, I really enjoyed the whole experience. It's just a fucking really great game, if not a little rushed, and it shows in some parts. So here's a game that was inevitably going to be on this list, regardless of what came out this year. It was just a matter of what spot it would get, and I've got it at number 2, and that's SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. The original version of this game holds a very special place in my heart. I played it so many times as a kid, and I think it was actually my second game I ever owned on the PS2 after Jak and Daxter. I absolutely love the art style in this remake. They've done such a good job of it. It looks absolutely beautiful on the PS4 Pro. I cannot recommend it enough, especially if you played the original. Even if you haven't, check it out. It's a fucking very solid 3D platformer and a great licensed game, which you don't see very often. So I must say, there is a bit of jank in it, quite a bit of jank. I think a lot of it's fixed now, but at launch there was a fair bit of jank. Give it a crack, regardless, and see what you think. Cannot recommend it enough. So before we get to the elusive number 1 spot, I just wanted to reflect on what an absolute cunt of a year it has been. It's been, from most angles, an absolute fucking prick. But it's hard to deny, we've had some fucking really good games this year. Some really good games. It has been so hard to narrow down to just 5. I originally had a list of 10, but I figured that's going to be a long-ass video. I narrowed it down to 5. Short and sweet, but I wanted to add some honorable mentions. Let's go through a few now. So here's a game that sort of flip-flopped on and off the list, and that's Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time. Really, really fucking good game with a shitload of content if you absolutely fucking hate yourself. So the next one is Grounded. This one's a bit of a special case as it's an early access game. I think it's even in alpha still. Really great game so far. I've played a couple of sessions with it on stream. It's just a really solid game, really polished for how early in development it is, and it may even make a top 5 list in a later year once it's actually fully released. But yeah, check it out. Next honorable mention is one that I honestly did not think would make the list in any way, and here it is, Astros Playroom. A game that was essentially a tech demo for the PS5 and what the controller and console can do, ended up being a better platformer on release than Sackboy, which is one of the other flagship 3D platformers at launch. Blew me out of the water. I mean, if you have a PS5, you have it. Don't sleep on it. Check it out. It's really fucking good. So much fan service. So good. And as a little side note, it's a really, really easy platinum trophy to get as well. So here's a game that I sort of just bought on a whim when it came out. I saw it on the shelf and I was like, oh, that looks pretty sick, so I bought it. And that's Maneater. I really enjoyed this game. I've seen a lot of people not like it, but I think I finished it over a weekend and I just sat and smashed through it. Platinumed it. Really fucking fun game. I cannot recommend it enough, especially if you like sort of just chill games where you just sort of fuck around. I did experience some performance issues on the PS4 Pro, but I've heard it's a lot better now. So yeah, check it out. And last for our honorable mentions is Fall Guys. This game sort of came out of nowhere for me. I remember before stream one night, I think it came out free on PlayStation Plus. So I ended up streaming it with a few of the guys and really fucking fun. Great game. Not quite enough content to make the list, I don't think. But yeah, that's why it's here as an honorable mention. Play it with your mates. Good fucking party game. What more can I say? Alright, now for number 1. If you are in my Discord channel or keep up with my content at all, you probably know what's going to be number 1. But for those of you who don't know, Ghost of Tsushima. This is a game I absolutely did not keep up with. I didn't watch any trailers, didn't watch any of the E3 shit around it. I was just sort of like, oh yeah, another Assassin's Creed clone. Yawn. Fucking ignore. Move on. I ended up actually grabbing a copy of this on launch along with Paper Mario the Origami King. I ended up playing Ghost of Tsushima not only for the whole weekend, but that's all I played until I basically finished it. And Paper Mario is still sitting on my shelf, unplayed, but honestly, just what a fucking game. I wasn't sure launching it up, I was like, oh yeah, this looks pretty good, launch it up. But from the fucking minute the first cutscene played and you're like going through on the beach, shit's getting hectic around you, I knew. I was just like, okay, this game has my attention, I'm fucking hooked, I'm there, let's do it. Just everything about the game is just so well polished. The story, the characters, the music, the UI, the atmosphere. There's just so many things that bring it together to just make it this ridiculously enthralling experience. It is just so good. I cannot recommend it enough. It is a game that I would recommend someone buy a PS4 just to play. For a game that I was not even remotely excited for to become my game of the year, and I'm just so passionately recommending this game, is just insane. It blew my expectations fucking out of the fucking roof, out of the world. Out of the fucking world. This game has well and truly deserved the honor of being put as my game of the year for 2020. If you've been sort of sitting on it and not sure, I'll make your fucking decision for you. Go pick up a fucking copy of the game, you cunt, and play it. And let me know in the comments what you think. And if you don't like it, then fuck, shit, I guess. Anyway guys, I think that'll do it for my top 5 of 2020. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments what games you would have put on your list and what games you think I should put on mine. And yeah, I always read and reply to all the comments, so fucking get down there, talk some shit, let's go. I'm thinking about doing a most disappointing games of 2020. Also let me know down in the comments if you want to see that. That one might be a little bit later. As always guys, make sure to check out my other videos in the end card, and also make sure to check out my Twitch channel down in the description. As I said before, always first link in the description. Stream over there every Wednesday, 8:30 PM, Australian Eastern Standard or Daylight Savings Time. So yeah, jump on that for some fucking mad times. Thanks again guys, I really appreciate yous. And I'll see your beautiful fucking faces in the next one. Yeah, cunts.